Community to Community's vision is development with dignity. No shame, no pity. We amplify dignity and progress led by the people of Petit-Goâve. In a world too often defined by headlines, something incredible is happening. Communities here don't just survive, they are working hard to thrive. Community to Community is working with the people of Petit-Goâve to restore vital resources. A much-needed canal is built one hand at a time. Roads are carved into a mountain with simple tools, bringing safe passage to their children and elders. This is development with dignity. And while access to continuous healthcare is saving lives, trees planted today will nourish future generations. Each person is building, planting, and teaching. We are not the heroes. You are. The person willing to support this movement and say, yes, I want to be a restorer of dignity. Join Community to Community.
Bonjour, bonsoir, wherever you are in the world today. I am Coach MarieYolaine. I am the Firestarter and CEO of Community to Community and Focus Fire. And I'm excited to talk to you today because last time we were together, we shared some of the updates on the ground. And today is no different. I want to tell you about something that occurred to me today. When we first started going to Haiti back in 2011, I'm going to say, or 12. And that was one of my first trips up the mountain. And when we got up there, it was so incredibly beautiful. I could see, almost touch the sky. And to the left of me was the ocean, and to the right was just mountains and mountains and mountains. And in Haiti, we have a saying, "De'emon gemon," which is behind this mountain, more mountains. And the native people of the originally the island called it Haiti, Ayti, which means mountainous place, right? So these mountains have changed my life. And one day I was up on the mountain and we were surveying the area, having a planning meeting with the stakeholder association. And we had been planting trees, and an elder, I could see her out of the corner of my eye, had been eyeing me like the whole time. When we were done, she motioned for me to come over and sit next to her. And so she was like, "Shitala, sit next to me." And she said, "Haitian, are you Haitian?" And I said, "Yes, I am." And she said, "Qui proverbe ou gagne?" What proverb do you have? What is your proverb? And I said, "I don't have one. I don't even know what that means, what you're asking me." And she said, "Well, don't come back here unless you have one." Like, she put the fear of God into me very quickly. And I was like, okay. And I remember leaving, being like, I don't know how I'm going to accomplish this mission. And I remember going back to New York, and I was attending like 5 meetings a day because it was a very big conversation around the earthquake. So I was going to meetings, it seemed like everywhere, every association, every place, and meeting engineers, architects, nonprofit CEOs, pastors, priests, missionaries, organizations. And I felt like I literally talked to everyone because I was new, having just left my job at American Express. And I thought about those years and what it took, and those months rather, of going to every meeting, every day, everywhere, just to get information and to connect with people. And later on in that year, we went back and I climbed up the mountain again and went into the valley, and we were planting trees again. And somehow she found me again. And she walked up to me and she said, "Eh bien, qui proverbe?" So what is your proverb? And I said to her, "Moi parle avec chaque oreille, parce que m'pa konnen ki deux kap tande." I speak to every ear because I don't know which two will hear me. That has served me very well over the last 15 years of speaking to every ear. I'm sure you've had an experience where you were talking to a group of people and you were sure the person who heard you, who was going to respond, who was going to say yes to whatever it was that you were talking about, and you were surprised that they weren't interested or they didn't respond at all. And then the person you thought was not going to respond is the one who was like, "Yeah, I'm down. Like, this sounds incredible. Excuse me, I want to be a part of it." This is why I speak to every ear. And this came through to fruition strong in October of this year when I was in Florida at Story into Profit Live in Fort Lauderdale. And Andy Enriquez, my coach, gave me the opportunity to be on stage and to tell my signature story for C2C. And we had a goal of raising $25,000. And we didn't meet that goal. We surpassed. And it continues to reinforce for me the power of storytelling. The most moving moment of the night was after we had reached the goal for that day. As I was getting off the stage, the DJ said, hold up. I want to say something." And he said, "I don't have any money to give now, but what I want to do is I want to have an event in Florida, and I want to raise $15,000 to help with the construction of the Health and Wellness Center." I almost passed out on stage. Mind you, I'm on stage, all the lights are on me, so it's pretty much dark except for the first couple of rows. And he's way over there in the DJ booth. I didn't even know who he was. I didn't even know that he heard me until he spoke. So that happened, and he has kept his promise. So save the date, mark your calendars for January 18th in Florida. I will have dates and times, more about the date, the time, and actually he's going to come here as one of my guests. And if you're in Florida, or if you're not, you can travel. It'll be January and cold, so you want to be in a warm place. Trust me. So you can come and join us. So I'll have more details, but save the date, January 18th. And DJ Mike Cooley, if you're out there, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being the two ears that heard me and responded. And you have moved from being a spectator in the work that we do to being a participant. So I'm excited to have you on the show. So that's one. Next thing I want to share is that Responsable Eugène is going to join us again today. And I wanted to share with you some information on the report that he has sent and the work that the association is doing in the cholera response because of the water that has now been definitely contaminated. And so here's just a partial of what he's sent. and to share with us, specifically for Petit-Goâve, post-Melissa. So more than 500 families have been affected in the area by this hurricane. So they've recorded landslides, loss of human life, destroyed and damaged homes, flooded homes, destroyed crops, and a significant loss of livestock. So the damage assessment is as follows. There is 478 homes that are damaged. They've reported 27 deaths, 2 homes completely destroyed, and 479 homes that are flooded, and that there are 1,918 families that are displaced. And our school, the São Luís Community School, is also flooded. 60% of livestock also is lost. So, and their gardens, which is their sole source of income, 90 to 95% of them. So I'm going to have Responsable Eugène come on so we can talk about this and also talk about what is needed and where your funds are going. Responsable Eugène, bonsoir.
Bonsoir, responsable MarieYolaine.
Comment est matin?
Moi en forme, grâce à Dieu.
Content de figure.
Moi content également.
Et merci, responsable Eugène, parce que je connais qu'il plusieurs bagages ou à engager qu'on y a là, mais on fait temps pour nous aujourd'hui. So, merci pour ça. Responsable, je partage avec mon report que tu as moi et qui ou exactement cas qui t'est écrasé et moun qui mourit et bête qui perdu jardin, etc. So, je vais update ça. Aujourd'hui, est-ce que vous avez qui sentiment ou gagné ou même comment sentir aujourd'hui? Parce que presque 2 semaines qui passent qu'on y a là. Comment sentir qui sentiment ou est mon yo? I'm asking him, I've shared with him that I've shared with you all part of his report and asking him now 2 weeks later, what is the feeling that he has? What are the feelings of the people now a couple weeks later? Bon, quoi, responsable.
Merci, responsable MarieYolaine.
Thank you, responsable MarieYolaine.
Moi, dis bonsoir à tout le monde qui attend de moi.
I say hello to everyone who's listening.
Alors, comme responsable MarieYolaine déjà dit, moi, c'est Eugène LaPeine.
As MarieYolaine has already said, I am Eugène LaPeine.
Moi, c'est responsable A.P.H.D. Alors, moi, c'est représentant A.P.H.D. et ODCP également.
I am representing both A.P.H.D. and ODCP in this interview.
Et normalement, cyclone Melissa qui était un gros amer dans bouche, non?
So Hurricane Melissa has left a really bad taste in our mouths.
Et dans 27 personnes qui étaient morts, il y a gagné enterrement 18 qui chantaient samedi après-midi.
Oh, dans Koala?
Oui.
Qui est Koala perdu 18 personnes.
Alors, il y a 27 personnes qui morts dans le cyclone Melissa, mais nous fait enterrement 18 samedi après-midi.
Oh, you fait enterrement 18 personnes. C'est ça dit?
Yes.
Qui laisse ça samedi?
Et yes, samedi.
Oh, samedi qui fait passer.
Oui.
Okay. So he is saying that of the 27 people that perished due to Hurricane Melissa, that 18 of them were buried this past Saturday.
Et en pile monde te pleuré.
Répétez encore, s'il vous plaît.
En pile monde te crié, te triste.
A lot of people are sad and were crying.
Et 60% dans 18 monde c'est petit monde petit.
60% of the 18 that were buried were children.
Donc, en pile secteur te assisté à enterrement ça.
Many of the surrounding neighborhoods helped with the funerals.
Mais chaque monde qui te prend la parole, il te dit c'est responsabilité l'État et négligence l'État pays non qui cause non qu'à perdre toute chaîne de monde ça.
Everyone who spoke that day remarked that it was the negligence of the local government and the government that resulted in the loss of these young people.
Et depuis samedi soir, ça s'est gagné en douleur en quelque part.
Ever since Saturday, I've just been in pain.
Et ça qui te fait triste, c'est photo de Timon Petit yo te mettre dans ce cahier.
Répétez encore, s'il vous plaît.
Ça qui te fait triste, c'est de regarder photo de Timon Petit, une série de belles Timon que nous allons enterrer sans qu'il soit malade.
What really broke my heart was to see the pictures of the babies and the young children that perished, who were not sick and should not have perished.
Quand là dedans qui mourit, c'est pas en absence parents yo, les parents yo commencé goumer à de l'eau, pas capable finalement yo résister yo, si mon yo aller dans mes parents.
Many of the children who were lost was not for lack of their parents trying. They were caught in the currents of the river that literally ripped the children out of their arms.
Donc, souci m'gagné après événement ça.
So what I feel after this occasion,
c'est pour moi prendre responsabilité pour me travailler plus pour communauté non haïtienne.
Is that I feel even more responsible to work for my community.
Donc, certaines fois, les gagnants événements ça yo, vraiment monde qui touche yo, c'est pas yo même qui joignent assistance yo mérité.
Oftentimes in situations like these, it is the people who need the assistance the most who do not receive it.
Mais A.P.H.D et C2C ou DCP doivent travailler pour bailler une réponse qui gagne un impact positif dans la communauté.
But ODCP, A.P.H.D, and C2C are working together to respond in a way that will have a positive impact in the communities.
Donc, problème cyclone qui ravage le pays, mais côté dégâts sorti, c'est dans tête mon yo.
While the hurricane impacted a lot of the areas inland, where it did the most damage was on the mountainside.
C'est parce que majorité monde qui dans ville yo pas mettre en valeur tête mon yo.
That is because the people on the mountain are not as valued as the people in town.
Du fait que tête mon yo rebrassé, yo déboissé.
Because also a lot of the mountainside is deforested.
Et puis Melissa vini, il fait environ 15 jours la pluie a tombé, mais la pluie a pas tombé fort.
Even though Melissa, when it touched down, the heavy rains continued for 15 days. It wasn't as heavy as it could be.
Et la pluie a venu déclencher avec une grande vitesse le 29 octobre.
And when it picked up speed around the 29th of October.
Et puis, sol yo vient saturé et puis yo déclenché.
And the soil was saturated, which led to the landslides.
C'est ça qui provoquait tout dégâts ça yo dans Petit-Goâve.
This is what resulted in all of the devastation in Petit-Goâve.
Donc, d'après tout le monde captant de moi dans moment ça.
I would like that everyone who is hearing me at this moment.
Donc, ou supporter CDC et supporter nous pour que nous retournions avec reboisement sur bassin versant la digue qui se fait gros dégâts ça.
So that you would support C2C, which is supporting us, so we can also return to reforesting the mountainside and the areas near the river so that they can be reinforced for the future.
Merci du fait que vous prenez temps ça pour tendre nous dans moment ça.
Thank you for making the time to listen to us today.
May God bless you.
Merci, responsable.
De rien, responsable.
Nan titan nou genyen rete a, eskou ka pale de intervention wap fe pou kolera kounya? Mwen konen kelke chose, te gen radio, promotion, etc. Eskou ka ban nou ti update sou sa? I'm asking about the cholera intervention that has already started. And responsable, ma moutre photo yo an va me pose o question, okay?
D'accord.
I just realized I also wanted to show some pictures of some of the homes on the mountainside where they did the assessment. So this is one of the homes here that, as you can see, has been totally decimated. This home did not even have the galvanized steel roof, which the next photo you'll see that most of those were blown off, unfortunately. And let's be honest, we're not going to call this a home that a human being should live in. We can't do that in good faith. And we will help this person to rebuild a home that they can be proud of. The livestock also that was lost, and you can see a lot of the trees there that are also decimated as well. And then again, this is one with the rooftop that is completely ripped off of the top of the house. And then there's one where this gentleman is working to put his house back together. Responsable, est-ce que vous avez dit un petit mot sur photo sa yo? I'm asking him if he would like to comment on these photos that I've shown.
Merci, responsable MarieYolaine. Alors, photo ça yo c'est côté mon haïtien frère nou yo avec sœur nou yo ap viv.
So these are pictures of where our brothers and sisters in Haiti and the conditions that they are living in.
Yon nan bagay ki m'tap ti mardi, c'est que moun sa yo c'est considéré bon Dieu caché yo en bas li pour yo pas mourir pendant passage cyclone Melissa.
What I can say about this is that it's clear that God protected these people under his wings, that they survived Hurricane Melissa.
Donc, pendant passage cyclone nan zone côté moun sa yo été environ 500 à 1 kilomètre de distance.
So where this took place was one of the areas that was hardest hit. That's about 500 kilometers from the town center.
Donc, c'est seulement été là et il a prend la pluie et puis vent a secoué caillou, raché caillou sur yo et puis il était là pour attendre la mort.
So many had said that when the hurricane came, they just buckled down in their homes while the rain and the wind came, and believing that they were going to die.
Si n'a regardé photo ça n'a regardé là.
While we look at this picture right here,
Ouais, monsieur qui campé devant Kaili.
and this man standing in front of his house.
Ouais, madame na qui derrière avec un balai qui a balai.
And you see his wife behind who is sweeping with a broom.
Est-ce que dans temps ça nous y là c'est côté monde da doit dormir?
Même bagay mwen te di en anglais. He said, "Do you think that in 2025 on Earth right now, do you think that people should be living like this?"
Mais malheureusement, l'État pays nous pas connaît moun sa yo sur dans situation ça.
But our government does not even acknowledge that these people are in this situation.
Donc, si nous-mêmes responsables organisation de base après un événement comme ça, nous pas visiter zone ça yo pour nous prendre doléance moun sa yo y a toujours été dans la même situation.
So if us who are the associations that are on the ground do not take the initiative and be intentional about going to these isolated areas to visit these people, to offer our condolences, to support them and let them know that someone is there that cares about them, who will do this?
Pense ou même kap gade imaj sa yo ki se ime e ou ka genyen bon Dieu ka touche ke yo pou pataje sa ki yo genyen pou nou ka retire moun sa yo nan sityasyon sa.
For those of you who are watching, I know that you have a heart that cares, that you would support me to help me to get these folks out of this situation.
Gen vulnerable, ben moun sa yo konte parmi les plus vulnérables.
There are vulnerable people, and then there are people who are extremely vulnerable. And that is the people you see in this picture.
Moun sa yo vive de deux ressources.
These folks live with two resources.
Yo vive de jardin yo,
They live through their gardens.
et puis yo vive de jardinage yo.
Jardinage, ça veut dire
Ça veut dire élevage, bête.
Bet, okay. They live through their farming and through their livestock.
Donc, après cyclone nan, c'est considéré yo pa gen l'autre coup encore.
After Hurricane Melissa, they feel like they do not have anything anymore.
Donc, merci. Gen apel pou m'da di oui, mais m'resume sa m'da di yo de tout sa m'di deja.
There's much more that I could tell you, but I will save that for another time when we speak again.
Merci à tout le monde qui t'a attendu.
Thank you to everyone who is listening. Merci, responsable. I am so glad that he is here so that you can hear directly from the people that we serve. And for those of you who support us either as C2C neighbors or have come to an event, this is where your support is going. Your hands can't be there on the ground, but your support definitely is. And we purposely chose to go to the people who otherwise would not receive any help at all. And this is the folks on the mountainside. So just having somebody come visit you after something like this happens would lift up your spirits, would give you hope, right? You could feel like you're not alone. And that is what A.P.H.D and ODCP do by going to house, walking across the mountain to check on not just our community, but the other surrounding communities as well. Responsable m'a expliqué, c'est pas seulement Python que ODCP avec A.P.H.D marché, nous marchons dans toute couronne.
Exact.
Cap chercher tout le monde pour aller pour faire sûr que yo OK. Moi poser question, même si somebody comme ça t'est passé ou t'as gagné un petit espoir si on monde vient checker pour voir est-ce que OK.
Exact.
Right? So c'est ça m'expliquer. So I am grateful that he is able to come and share with us. Et responsable Eugène m'a partagé au kounya côté don yo prale pour yo connaître. So, and thank you for the folks. I see Lori here. I see Jamie. Awesome. Again, dear mom, they say kap gade kounya sur Facebook. So, when reconnect you. So I wanted to share where the funds that we have sent down for the short term are going right now and also for long term. So urgent needs are clearly the cholera, responding to that so that they can treat the water, number one, and also do, what is the words? Oh my goodness. The word I'm looking for is public service announcements. And to bring about these public service announcements all over the markets, all over town, all over the mountain. And can you bring him back on again, producer? I just have another question. Responsable, m'konne ou te fait, comment on dit ça, commercial, sorte voye m'tande et de Cholera, musique là, ou te fait marketing là. Ça, ou mette dans la ville là, est-ce que vous mettez le sous monde nan tout?
Ok. Non, alors li nan men nou men responsable pour le moment. C'est nan préparation qui nous a fait comme ça, livre extrêmement important. Nous préparer, n'a gagné pour nous bailler dans plusieurs radios et n'a mettre sur mon et puis n'a parcouru toute ville là dans son côté qui gagne en pile monde, n'a marché pour nous faire entendre.
Awesome. So this PSA that they created, maybe I'll play it for you all the next time we're together. Basically, he was saying that it's going to be on the mountain, on all the radios, in the town center, and all the markets, and any place that people gather. Because the thing about cholera is very preventable, but people don't often know that. As a waterborne disease, you can't see it. So if a bucket of water or a bottle of water is contaminated, you're not going to know it until you drink it. And it literally has the ability or to be fatal within 4 hours because it dehydrates you extremely and then it shuts down organs. And that is how people will pass away. But if you know how to boil your water, to treat your water, to not drink water from any other source than, let's say, purchasing it or treating it or boiling it, then your water is safe. Also, the second place is that people will use contaminated water, not knowing it's contaminated, to wash their food and eat their food. So there's nothing wrong with the vegetables, but once you wash it in that, you actually end up ingesting it. And then folks get sick from that. So what they're doing is literally the front line of prevention, and that is information. They've also provided aqua tabs for folks so that people can treat their water. And also, again, just making sure the schools and all of the churches, etc., are able to anywhere that they can go to take this message. So he was saying it's incredibly important that this is the first line. And they also didn't see anyone else doing this in all of the meetings that they went to. So I wanted to share again some of the items that they have purchased, which are hygiene and sanitation kits, food kits. They're building emergency shelters and non-food items, shelter kits, tarps, etc. And then the long term, let me make sure I got all these: blankets, mattresses, solar lamps. And for healthcare, there's emergency care, medical supplies, and of course, what I just said, awareness of waterborne diseases, cash assistance to some of the families, and economic recovery support, which is aid to small businesses and their livelihoods, agricultural kits, cash for work, and construction and relocation of families that live near the riverbank. This is a massive undertaking, y'all. This is not going to be done by the end of this month or the end of this year, right? This is why I'm having him come every week, so people are not like out of sight, out of mind. This is something that is going to take a while. And we're here for the long haul because we're on year 15, so we're not going anywhere, right? So I wanted to share that, and that right now we're in the first phase. After this, we'll be on to reconstruction, which of some of the homes that you've seen, replacing some of the livestock, and he mentioned agricultural kits. So that's just basically helping the folks get back to planting and caring for their land because it's their source of income, right? And this is a very important part I want you all to hear, and that is that you didn't hear any handouts. You didn't hear any charity per se. You heard investing and restoring and replacing what people have lost so that they can take care of their own livelihoods. So that's replacing cows, replacing goats, replacing seeds, replacing trees, replacing what was their source of income. And of course, clean water. So this is the organization you're supporting. We are not, someone emailed asking, where's the drop-off points? And I know we have been trained for that, to go and drop off things at area stores and restaurants. But because of the condition of the government right now, C2C is not accepting any of those donations because we've no way to fly it down there, number one. Number two, the cost would be astronomical. And number three, we have no guarantee that it's going to make it out of customs. So as a result, it is sending down the funds where they can not just purchase the items, but this is an infusion into the economy itself. And that's what we want to do. Support them by helping them to support themselves. So, responsable Eugène, je remercie vous 1000 fois encore. Je connais ou après retourner encore. Et so, moi, merci 1000 fois. Est-ce qu'il y a encore voulu dire avant ouais la gueule parce que me connais ou gain plusieurs travail pour faire.
Merci, responsable. Alors, ça que moi voulais ajouter, comme
I
étant
asked
donné,
if there was any other things he wanted to say. I know that he took out time out of the work that he's doing to be with us. And if there's anything else he wanted to share with our audience. Vous m'êtes parlé responsable.
comme étant donné réponse que nous gagnons pour nous porter dans la phase d'urgence là, c'est sous choléra.
So right now, as I mentioned, that their focus is responding to the cholera and making sure that folks are getting the information and that they're practicing good habits that does not help make them get cholera nor transmit it.
Donc, puisque A.P.H.D et C2C a travaillé dans la santé,
Since all three organizations are working in health,
donc après cyclone Melissa, nous prévoyons qu'il y a un pile maladie qui va venir.
so multiple diseases have arisen because of Hurricane Melissa.
Par exemple, dans Petit-Goâve, il y a deux sections qui commencent à mourir.
Already in 2 sections of Petit-Goâve, there have been people who have passed away due to the cholera.
Donc, si nous regardons des photos, ça y est, qui c'est côté mon habité.
So having seen the pictures that we just showed you of where people are living.
Donc, mon yo pas gen kay, et la trin yo krasé.
So not only do these folks do not have a home, but their latrine or outhouse is also broken.
Et tout moun sa yo pral toilette à terre.
And so these folks do not have a place to go to the bathroom.
Donc, c'est ça que fait nous-mêmes dans réponse par nous choisi pour nous faire sensibilisation et mobilisation dans la question choléra qui précaution moun doit prendre pour yo pas prendre.
This is why our focus is on the cholera prevention and making people aware and providing them with the kits and aquatabs that they need during this time, because not having a house, not having access to a bathroom exacerbates the possibilities of the cholera spreading.
Donc, choléra pas épargner personne.
The cholera is not a respecter of persons.
Et yon nan kote ou ka prendre, c'est dans l'eau.
That you can get it from drinking contaminated water,
Nan manger, moun ap manger,
in food that people have prepared with it,
nan légumes.
in vegetables.
Donc, les moun yo toilette à terre, les genyen, les vents passés, li prend poussière pour tel nan manger à moun yo manger comme ça.
So when people will go to the bathroom near their homes, once it dries and gets in the air, that is also another way that people can get it, because it can settle in water or in food.
Donc, c'est ça que fait hier, nous te chita avec la mairie et protection civile pour nous informer yo maintenant qui ça n'a porté réponse par nous.
This is why we sat down with the mayor and the Civil Protection Agency to let them know this area of cholera prevention will be our focus.
Donc, je te félicité du fait que nous intéressons, nous pas seulement intéressés dans manger, mais nous intéressés dans la santé monde.
They complimented us that we were not only concerned about the food kits and responding to people who needed food, but also in the area of health.
Au niveau assainissement, nous commençons à Cupidon matin.
Our health intervention started on the mountain and in Petit-Goâve proper today.
Donc, il y a un captage Cupidon, c'est lui-même qui baille tout le monde qui dans commune dans de l'eau.
There's a canal that is the sole source of water for the people in the community.
Raison, elle va jamais sèche.
It is never dry.
Et pour même Miragouane, on va sortir à machine, on va prendre l'eau là-dedans.
Sometimes people come from a far distance to come from Miragouane, another town, to come there to get water.
Finalement, li vient rempli avec l'eau qui sortit dans flambeau.
and it's now contaminated with the water that came down from the mountain.
Donc, c'est ça qui fait nous te senti première intervention que nous devons faire, c'est dans le captage ça pour libérer de l'eau qui sont dans le flambeau pour y couler, pour éviter, pour faciliter mon yo plein en bas au binaire plus rapide.
This is why we've started to work in this canal first, to get that water treated and clean out the canal so that the people can access it and have access to clean potable water.
Donc, merci tout le monde pour tout bagay dans seul.
Thank you, everyone. I know it's hard because I can't tell you everything in one day.
Merci.
Merci, responsable. Merci, responsable. Et n'a pas le plus tard, merci que vous prenez temps pour venir aujourd'hui. So, God bless you, my brother.
God bless you too, my sister.
So, again, I'm very grateful to him to come and speak to us today. You have an opportunity to support C2C. You can go to C2Chaiti.org and you can see the work that we are doing. You can see that we've been here for 15 years and that you can support the emergency response initiative. Because like I said, this is going to be a long walk, but I guarantee you that your investment in us will be an investment in them and that you will see the return on that investment. So thank you for tuning in today. We will have another update next week, as well as we continue our Hurricane Melissa response updates. I also encourage you that this impacted also Jamaica and Cuba and the DR to really, really, really see if you can help as well there. Some of those places are accepting donations. So be mindful. Like if you have $100, split it between 4 places. I don't want anyone to feel, like, oh, I can't do one, I have to do the other. Everywhere you give will be appreciated. I'm 100% sure of that. So thank you for joining us today. If you're not following us on all of our socials, please do that on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. That's where a lot of the information and updates will be. And we'll see you next week. And again, save the date, January the 18th, DJ Mike Cooley is going to be doing a very wonderful, exciting event, fundraiser for C2C so that we can build this health and wellness center that is going to really have even more of an impact. Because again, let's not forget, hurricane season, June till November, every year. So we can't stop the hurricanes from coming, but we can surely be more prepared. And that's what we will be. Hey, Lori, thank you so much for coming today. Thank you. I don't know who, Jean Villesaint is here. Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. And thank you, Jamie. I appreciate it that you guys have showed up today and supported us. We'll see you next week. God bless you. Bon Dieu béni. Remember, mais en pile chai palou. Many hands make the load lighter. Have a great day. Passez bonne journée. Bye-bye, everybody.